Yo, so there's being whack and being a simp, and then there's being like celibate in an intelligent way. So when I was a sperm donor, I had to abstain from sex for about 4 years or something. I'd say, so like, okay, I came back here, and then as soon as I got back, everybody was like thinking that I had AIDS and all this shit because I'd got back from Asia because of discrimination, right? So after everybody discriminated against me and quarantined me from the community, I went through the process of becoming a donor for the Queensland Fertility Group to become a sperm donor. So when you're a sperm donor, guys, right, you show up and they give you a cup, okay? They give you a cup to, how do we say this? Ejaculate into, right? To put your stuff in, right? They give you a cup. So when I first started to go there, they gave me like a cup, right? And it was like about, I don't know, like that thick or something like that, right? A cup, right? And I was saying to them, like, they kept on giving me the cup, and then they kept on working out that the donation that I was giving them, I was losing a large amount of the donation. Like, I was losing the donation, right? I was spilling the donation because they assumed that I had a small, so they gave me a small cup, but then when they realized what was going on, they had to give me like the widest cup that they had, right? Okay, which is pretty strange, right? Considering, anyway, what the rumors were about me. So everybody here in Caloundra is saying I'm gay and everything. They're calling me up on the phone, screaming at me when I'm going up to become a sperm donor, like, you'll never be a sperm donor, you've got fucking AIDS. We know, we can look at it on the computer, Queensland government, we could see, mate. Like these type of calls, right? And I'm going in, right? So guys and gals, think about this, right? So there's being a simp and shit, and then there's like, okay, the doctor says to you, so you got to quarantine for, say, 2 years to make sure that you don't have any STDs or AIDS or any shit. And then you go into the program, and then for about 2 years, you're so like most people that are married and shit, they'll like fucking skip having sex with their wife like for a couple of weeks or for a month or something, and then they'll go and donate or something, right? It's really hard to do if you've got a partner. So if you're a single man, what it means is you can't ejaculate. And then once you work out, okay, they're working out the speed of your swimmers, the direction, and how many heads it has, then you realize, okay, if I adjust my diet and I start to exercise in a particular way, I start to look after myself in a particular way, what that's going to do is it's going to make me generate like stronger sperm and a higher sperm count, right? Like so they check how many sperm per million, how many per million, stuff like that, how many there is. And then they check the speed, and then they check if they've got two heads and if they're swimming in the right direction. It's like the three things they check, right? So with me, they were like, fuck, man, the speed and the number of your sperm is like something like, at the time, right, when I first entered the program, it was like in the high percentile bracket already, like fairly high percentile bracket for Australia, because most Australian men at my time, of my age, because of alcohol and cigarettes and like lifestyle and diet and stuff, like a lot of them, they wouldn't have those type of numbers. So once I worked out that lifestyle and all this type of stuff came into play when it came to my sperm, okay, the health of my sperm and the production of it, and then from a donation perspective, then I realized from the sperm retention, the semen retention when you're a donor. So like with men, right? Everybody dudes masturbate all the time, women masturbate and stuff. This is like Dr. Drew, right? I'm sorry to say, if you're a kid, turn away, right? but like people do that. But when you are a sperm donor, you have to learn not to do it. So you have to learn how to switch your genitalia and your sexuality completely off. Really, it's like that. So you go to the sperm donation thing, right? Closed door, boom. Ejaculate into the thing, switch it off. 1 week. After 1 week, you go back to the same place, and it seems like it was like just yesterday because you haven't been able to release for a very long fucking time. You go there, hey everybody, hey, you're here early, yeah, let me in. Boom, boom. You get out. So then you're going around life, and then you start to realize all of this fucking retained semen is the answer to what my fucking all my problems and my fucking dumb fuck life have been. I also want to talk about libertarianism after this, right? But so sperm donation and retention, right? So when I was retaining the sperm, I started to realize inside my physical self, I was getting stronger and I was building muscle and I was building tone. And my body was changing. My physique was changing in ways that I had never experienced in my life due to diet, due to lifestyle, and due to the fact that I didn't know until I was about 40 how to balance my penis in my life. Okay. So, like a lot of people, they just have sex and they're just throwing it at it all the time, right? For their whole life. Every night they have sex pretty much every night, right? Not every night, but pretty much their whole fucking life. Unless they're single. And there's some women that never are single. So they get to have sex every night, you know, one way or another. But when it comes to it as an individual, so before I was like jamming with my ex-girlfriend who was a dancer, and she and I were like meeting up at like 11 o'clock at night and then having sex until like 2:30 in the morning, just her and I, okay, every night for like a year. And it nearly killed me. It fucking drained my fucking sperm, my semen, everything. It fucked me up so bad. Fucked me up so bad. Just somebody who was actioning the release of my sperm to that extent, right? It was fucking up all of my hormones and everything. It's like, so sex is a vampiric thing. You don't realize, like, so another person, their sex is taking from you a lot of the time. And that's why I don't know, a lot of Western women, they don't want to date Taoists because of our philosophy and stuff about sex and stuff and about balance and all that type of stuff. But because I do have that Taoist philosophy. But what I learned from the sperm retention is that sex is sleazy. Sex is, you know how there used to be that thing, no sex, please, we're British. And when I speak about Britain, like I'm a fucking well-known British, half British, Australian from the British expat community. I'm well known overseas in the British expat community, dudes. So I know other Brits here that are sperm donors too. They're into reggae and shit. They're like a bit older than me and stuff. They're cool dudes. But a lot of Brits that get here become sperm donors because a lot of the Australians, they can't. It's not against the Australian people. It's just like it's a lifestyle thing and a statistical thing. So here, there's a lack of sperm donation. So you can see here in the town, right? So I'm somebody who's been building this. I look at my life as an experiment in building like a community, like a utopia type of thing. So the best result for the Sunshine Coast would be for us not to have any trouble with each other. Like everybody work together. Cool, like so what the QPS have accomplished is awesome, but it's like direct communication works better with people from a diplomatic perspective than playing Hitler in the Führer bunker and then you're doing all of the ridiculous and crazy things that you've been doing. You've had like the SWAT team on me for years, man. So you need the SWAT team on you because the SWAT team needs to be like, these motherfuckers are trying to blow away innocent people under the fucking circumstances of them having a fucking disagreement with somebody. So it works better when people are like, we can be direct with each other, right? So you can say to me that I am weaker than you as a male because I didn't have sex when I was a sperm donor. Okay. Okay. So what about how many kids are you going to have in your life? How many? 3, 4 max, right? With me, I've got 2 kids. There's a possibility that I can have 20 or something like that. Another 20. And that means essentially through the process of the laboratory, I will be having sex with so many females on a genetic level, like on the creation level of embryos and stuff. Life, creation of life. So that's the seed behind everything. So my philosophy on AI, it comes from what I learned from being a sperm donor and from the process of like putting myself out there in that way, in that quantum way. And being a sperm donor really that was the thing that changed my life the most. And I couldn't smoke weed when I was a sperm donor. That's why I couldn't smoke weed, because I was a sperm donor, right? But after I stopped being a sperm donor, like your body's fucked up. It's like women when they go through the process to have a baby, right? So after my friend Mike, okay, I'm sorry, Krista, but Mike told me that after you got the injections and stuff, right? When you tried the second time and stuff, right? That it changed your physiology and shit, right? So it's the same thing with a man that goes through the process of becoming a donor, because the fucking testosterone that he's used to just like thrown around like a fucking what do you call it? Sprinkler. It becomes the process. It's a different process then, isn't it? It becomes like focused, and it's about seed, and it's about life and rejuvenation of the genetic stock of Queensland. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? So, to me, out of everything, I'd say in the becoming of anything process, the most important one that I've learned things from that balanced my life, that got like the hand, foot, and mouth, and all of the different, my body being worn down and everything. What brought my body back to rejuvenation was not ejaculating, like ejaculating once every 7 to 14 days for over like 18 months or something like that. Right? So guys, you learn like, the slang that you can't have a pull. So what I have to offer to you guys is the same thing that Justin Murtaugh and IC had to offer to me, which is libertarianism, which is, hey man, we're not judgmental and stuff. We're in the middle. We're libertarians. So like, we're like Democrat, Republican. fucking left wing like Labour Party, Greens, and Teal, and like fucking Liberal National Party and all this type of stuff. But we're like not called Liberal National Party. We're not called ALP and all that stuff. We're not called Republicans and not called Democrats. We're libertarians, man. So we like we all stay out of each other's way, but like every one of us are going to be choosing different menus off the order on the political spectrum when it comes to libertarianism. That's just how it's going to work. So if you understand that libertarianism isn't the devil, isn't the Satan, right? So with me, what I want from a libertarian perspective is for people in Caloundra to think that what happened today is acceptable, is right, and that's like on brand, that's on point, that's what we're doing, that's what we're projecting, right? Because even if the community's arguing with me and they're getting up there doing "Could You Be Loved" and doing Bob Marley, and so when a kid sings "I Shot the Sheriff," it has nothing to do with wanting police to get shot. It's like, as I was going over the fire. What is it? Fuck, what's the song? Whiskey in the Jar, right? Or Waltzing Matilda. So Waltzing Matilda, if someone sings Waltzing Matilda, the police get tripped out, right? So don't equate Bob Marley's "I Shot the Sheriff" with someone shooting the police. Okay? The problem is the police have a paranoia that the community hates them and that the community is going to shoot them and that everyone wants the Queensland police. So the Queensland police have to be scary and guns and in your fucking face. And it's like, man, you guys are negative primed, and the way you're just creating this self-perpetuating cycle of rubbish. With us. All the fucking time. So being intelligent and working out how to maximize your potential as a human on this planet in the human experience of being a Queenslander is not a bad thing. Right? It's not, man. How can you be denying me for wanting to do that? Doing things a Queensland way, right? Hey, Keith. So that's what I want to say about sperm donation. It fucking strengthened me up. It made me, like, as a wrestler, much better. It's like the same as taking. I haven't taken steroids, but I'll tell you the thing that is the same process as taking steroids, becoming a sperm donor, and then having the doctor tell you that you have to retain your semen for like 7 to fucking 14 days at a time. The longer you can retain it, the higher quality, the how many per million, and the fucking better the speed, better the direction and all that, the better the quality of the sperm. So like you're treating your ball sack like it's a fine bottle of wine for like 7 or 8 or fucking 14 days, and then going in as like fucking Bushka, and then give it to them. And then you go, hey, and then you go back into normal life. And you can't say anything because there's like gay people and there's trans people and there's straight people and there's all these fucking people out there that are having sex all the time. And you can't be, and they're like, there's just something fucking wrong with this dude because he's not having sex, man. He's sitting in the house all the time, pissed off, punching shit all the time, frustrated. Why is he so frustrated? Why is he frustrated like a 14, like he's fucking 15 years old and he's going through like, what do they call it? Like hormonal fucking shift, because at 40 I was going through the same thing again because I switched off my sex drive to be able to become a sperm donor. Okay, so once you've done that, you'd be able to understand. Once they've got 20, like enough spoof on file to like inseminate like fucking 20% of fucking Queensland or some shit like that with your spoof, then like your objective and your subjective reality changes. Like David Christofouli, as a leader of Queensland, do you think like my spoof is being turned into embryos and implanted into women like it's Demolition Man. I don't know if he's doing that or not. He could be. He should. Anyway, everybody, I just wanted to talk about that. This one's been 20 minutes. All right. Spoof.